The last episode of Hawkeye is out now, and as all of you know, I've been loving this show so far, and I am so happy to say that they really stuck the landing here. This finale was great, just as I do every single week with all of the Marvel shows. I'm going to be talking fully in spoilers about this episode. Yes, I'm still in Costa Rica, so that explains the purple, but it kind of matches the aesthetic of the show with the costumes and stuff like that. And of course, spoiler warning, so do not watch this if you have not seen the episode of the show fully. The first episode, or first season, there we go, is fully out now. I highly recommend it. It is easily one of the best Marvel shows. So I'd say this is my favorite episode of the show. Also excuse the bad quality. I'm recording on my phone. I also don't know where to look. I don't know if I look at the actual camera thing, look at myself, I'll be looking all over through the video, so that's why. But that's also why the lighting and all that's so bad. I know I'm gonna shoot on a real camera. But anyway, this is probably my favorite episode of the show. It actually, yeah, it definitely is. I think that basically every single week the episodes just got better and better and better. I like the first one a lot. I think there's a lot to love about it. I know a lot of people weren't too pleased with the first episode, but I liked it a lot. I really did. But I think the show just got better and better and better. But of course, the last episode ended with the reveal of Kingpin, and we see him here. And I'm interested to see what's going to go on with him in the future, because jumping right to it, he's supposedly dead, but we don't see the actual shot, we don't see the body or anything, and they just introduced him at the end of the last episode. So we'll see how they do that. If they killed him off right away, that would be weird. But something that's really cool about this episode, now I haven't seen Daredevil, and yes, this will kind of relate to a recent release of Marvel, we'll say. I won't say exactly, but you know, all know exactly what I mean. But seeing this character and this actor and everything here, same one in Daredevil, is so great. And something subtly that I noticed is with the sound design, is that they really make his like steps and his punches and everything, and his, you just say effects, they really make it different and more powerful in a way. And it almost reminded me of him in the Spider-Man video game for some reason, because I have played that, the PS4 game. It reminded me of that in him. I assume he's the same in Daredevil. I haven't seen it. Unfortunately, I do need to watch that soon, but he was so cool to see here. His fight with Mai at the end, really great. Well, I don't know if you can consider that a fight, but all the scenes with him are great, especially when Kate is taking him just one-on-one. That is so awesome. I love Kate. I've said that the entire show, how much I really love her. I think that she is one of the best additions to the MCU probably in the last few years, like definitely this year, but the last few years I'd say so. I really love Hailee Steinfeld in the role, and I really love the character. I just think it's a really relatable character, and Jeremy Renner does such a good job here. Now, this is of course the finale, so there's a lot of action because it's an MCU finale and all that, but I think they really stuck the landing. Yes, does it build to our main character getting a new outfit or new suit, whatever you want to say? Yeah, just like the other ones, but oh well, I mean, it worked for me, and I think that the intensity was there, and with the characters, you really cared. I think that's why this is one of the best MCU finales. It might just be the best one. It's between this one and Falcon and Winter Soldier for sure, and I've liked them all. I know a lot of people don't love the Loki one, but I think it's good. It definitely sets up a lot more with the MCU, but that was months ago, so lots has changed since then. WandaVision's was good as well. Is there lightning and stuff going on out there? Whoops, I just noticed that. But everything played out in such a nice way. Also, my favorite scene probably of the entire thing, I mean, all the action was great, seeing them fight on the ice and everything, Clint falling out of the tree, all that was a lot of fun. But I think the scene where Yelena finally learns the truth about Natasha and everything, when we found out she was sent to kill Clint and everything, and as they're fighting, she's like, "You're a liar," and he's like, "Yeah, well, I would tell you how she died actually, but you won't believe me." And then obviously that causes them to start fighting even more. But the way it's revealed and everything, the emotion of the scene, because you can tell it hurts Yelena a lot because she has to accept the truth, but it really hurts Clint as well. So it's, I don't know, it's definitely tough at times to watch, like not in compared to like other things, but when it comes to the MCU, like it's one really emotional scene, and it really got me. Like I really found myself caring a lot more for a lot of these characters, because Yelena we've seen in 2 MCU projects and that's it, but she's really great so far. Of course, she was the best thing about Black Widow, and she's great here. And Jeremy Renner, I know a lot of people have always given him shit, but He's awesome. He's such a great actor and great character as Hawkeye. This show really has made me appreciate Hawkeye even more. I've never been one to hate Hawkeye. I've always actually really liked him. I've liked him a lot more than most people, but this show kind of gave him a whole other level. I know that a lot of the first episodes were based on Kate, like really centered around her, but I feel like by the end of the show, you find yourself caring more about him, and then the whole Christmas spirit and stuff, it's kind of nice, because obviously it's the 22nd now, so we only have a few days until Christmas, and I think the show works well. The ending is very satisfying. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with season 2, if or whenever they come out with that. I don't think they've announced anything. And also the post-credit scene, this is maybe the only one that has one, unless the last episode had one. I can't remember, but it's kind of just fun to see this Rogers the Musical thing. Is it amazing? No. Would anyone pay money to see it on Broadway? Probably. Should they? Probably not, but I mean, it's impressive they choreographed that and all that, and it's fun to see after the shows, and it just adds to the whole kind of lighthearted nature of the show, because yeah, there are some emotional scenes, but overall the show doesn't take itself too seriously at times. Like one of my other favorite things about this episode, and I'm jumping around, but it's the whole fight scene between Yelena and Kate, but they're also joking throughout it, where she's like, yeah, that was a good kick, and then Kate's like, stop making me like you. She's like, oh, that thing you did with all that. But you know what? I could talk about this episode for a long time. I'll probably rank either all the MCU shows of this year or even all the MCU projects, because we've now got them all. I've really enjoyed almost everything we've gotten from the MCU so far, and this one's definitely up there as one of the best. When it comes to the shows, I'd say this probably sticks in the top 3, at least for me. But what did you think of this episode? What did you think of the whole stuff with Fisk, or with Kingpin? That's his comic book name, you could say, like his super villain name. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.